Hey guys, how's it going? This is James from Butler Farms, and as you can see, I'm outside with you today and had a day off. This is that time of year where all my seedlings are in the shop and getting ready to go out in the garden. The garden's broke. There's not a lot for me to do as far as that goes this time of year. I did have an off day from work today and decided to spend at least part of that day before I do get a few things done around here to go fishing with my dad. And I know I've done a fishing video before. I just wanted to bring you another one because even though you can see that I'm wearing a flannel shirt here in April, and it's been warm, but we've gotten us a little cold snap here lately, and it got down in the upper 30s this morning. It was really cold out on the lake, and gonna have a couple more mornings like that where there's a danger of frost, and we just hope it doesn't take its toll on the fruit trees and things like that. Luckily I don't have any of my stuff out in the garden yet. I had several people ask me why I hadn't already planted since Easter has passed, and I try to tell them that it's because Easter is earlier this year than it has been in recent times. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more time, probably around tax day, around April the 15th, somewhere around that area. I'll get them in the ground when hopefully all this danger of frost has passed. But today, like I said, this morning it was really cold, and we had to fight that this morning. It was not a good day for fishing. We had winds out of the east, and when I say winds, it was almost impossible to keep a boat in place. But we did have a little bit of luck. We kept after it, and I was going to show you a little bit here what we got going on. You can see these nice crappie that we have here. This is just 3 of them. There's more here in the cooler. I think we ended up keeping about 20 of those, and so each one of those will provide us 2 fillets, and you know, that's going to be about 3 different meals for us. I usually package them about 12 to 15 fillets in a bag. Like I said, we have a family of 6, and with a family of 6 and teenagers, they are going to eat quite a bit. But we don't go overboard with the fish. We usually keep it about 12 fillets, and then we'll add some sides and stuff like that to it, and go a long way. So not only did I get to spend that time with my dad this morning and do something that I love to do, but I also was able to get something that's going to provide a meal for us, several meals for us. And so I was going to bring you along on that and show you what I do with them. As you can see, let me get you back down here again. It's very simple. This obviously is on the tailgate of my truck. I've got a little cutting board there that I'm going to use. I've got a bowl of water to put my fillets in, and the only tools that I do use an electric fillet knife. I have in the past filleted with just a regular fillet knife, but it's just so much easier for me to do with the electric fillet knife. The regular fillet knife is for removing the rib cage once I do cut the fillet off the fish. So I'm going to try to get it set up where so I can show you what I do as far as cleaning one of these fish, and then I'll bring you back at the end and show you what we've got and how much it gave us. Just stick with me. Alright guys, I'm back here with you, and I don't know how well you're able to see that. I've got one of my fish here laid out on the cutting board. This is one of those times where I usually make most of my videos myself, as you can see, and I'm here by myself now, but this would be one of those great times that I would need my lovely wife to help me, but she's not here right now, and this is something I need to get done to move on to some other things. So I was just going to show you real quick how easy this is. You can see that I've got one of my crappie here, one of the best eating fish there are, and I'm going to take my electric fillet knife, and now the gill plate, you see that I've got the fin held up here, and I'm going to come right behind that fin, right behind that gill plate, and I'm going to cut down to the backbone. And when I feel the backbone, I'm going to turn the knife sideways, and I'm going to come all the way down the fish to the tail. I'm not going to cut all the way through the tail. I'm going to get right to the tail and flip it over and then remove the skin. So I'm going to try to do this and let you see here what I am doing. So I've hit the backbone, and now I'm going to follow that backbone all the way down until I get right there. And once I get right there, I'm going to flip this over, as you can see, and I'm going to start right where I flipped it over and remove the skin. Now, what you have there is a fillet that still has the rib cage in it, and I'm going to, after I get several of them cut and I need some room on my cutting board, I will come back with the regular fillet knife, and I will, you can feel the rib cage there, and I will take my knife and go as close to that rib cage as you can. You don't want to lose any of the meat. It's part of being responsible with what you take, and as far as hunting and fishing, and whether you raise it yourself, you want to use as much of it as you can. And so I felt my way all the way around that rib cage. And guys, I know that looks like that you're losing a lot of meat, and on this side it really looks like you are, but if you feel right here, right under, there is meat there. But if you feel right under there, you can, these bones are so small and you can still feel them right under the skin. And trust me, that's not something that you want to be messing with when it comes to eating fish, is these little small bones. It's actually very dangerous. What I'm left with is this fillet, and this is one of the smaller crappie that I started with. The other ones will be much bigger, but you can see I've got pretty good size hands. And that fillet is almost the size of the palm of my hand on this one of the smaller of the fish that I have, and you can see it's just as pretty and white as it can be. We cook it a whole bunch of different ways. We do fry them every once in a while. We don't generally eat a lot of fried things here. We bake them, we broil them, we put them on the grill. It doesn't take, but just admit, it takes a lot longer to get the charcoal started than it does to cook them. But if you've got the time to do it, it's a wonderful way to cook them. And then sometimes we do fry it as well. So I'm going to get these all cleaned up. I will bring you back when I get done and show you what my dad and I were able to do and provide food for my family. And I will see you in just a few minutes. All right, guys, I'm back here with you. I have finished cleaning the fish, and as you can see, it gave me 3 big bags of fillets. These two have 15 fillets in them each, and this one has 14. You can see where I miscounted and had to fix that little error, but that's okay. One thing that I do after I clean them is I clean them up really good, and I put them in freezer bags. And you may be thinking, is that water that's in there with them? Yes, I fill my bags completely with water and zip them closed. That gets all the air out of them, and it freezes into a big ice block. Now, the reason that I do that is in the past I have frozen them individually and put them in bags. I've put them in bags and then they just freeze together into a big chunk. And even when I froze them individually and put them in a bag, they freezer burn so quickly. Fish flesh is so it freezer burns very quickly, a lot quicker than other meats do in my experience. So an old gentleman that I fished with over the years, this is how he freezes his. Like I said, he freezes it in a big solid ice block. These will lay flat in the freezer until they get good and hard, and then I can put them in wherever I want them to. And yeah, it takes a little bit longer for them to thaw, but they also last a lot longer in the freezer. And so if we're going to have fish at night before we go to work in the morning, we will lay one of these bags in the sink, and they will be thawed by the time we get home, but they're still ice cold, so we don't worry about them spoiling or anything like that. So this is going to provide 3 good meals for my family, and we are grateful for them. We have, like I said, it's something I love to do. I don't get to do it near enough. Even my dad mentioned that today, that we don't do it near as much, not only as we used to when I was growing up, but we don't do it near as much as we used to under any circumstances, and we need to get that fixed. We're just running wide open all the time, and don't take time to do things that we enjoy doing with each other. And in this case, it also provides food for my family. So, you know, it's one of those things where I can do something I love. I can hunt, I can fish, and do things like that. And it provides food at the same time. I'm not saying that you have to do that to hunt and fish, but that's what I choose to do. Now, it does take a little bit of skill, learning how to fillet fish like I was doing. That is not something that comes the first time you do it. Unfortunately, over the years, there have been many that I've messed up very badly, and probably to the point that I couldn't even use them. I am very careful. I take my time. That is a skill that I've learned over a long period of time, probably about 30 years now or more. And I take my time to make sure that I can get every bit of that fish off of it that I can, because what God has provided us, I want to be a good steward of, and I want to make sure that if He's going to provide this sustenance for us, that I'm going to take advantage and use every part of it that I can, and as much of it as I can, and not let it go to waste. So it's just something, if you're interested in it, it's something that there are all kind of tutorials out there. I didn't learn from YouTube videos or off the internet, because when I learned to do it, neither one of those existed. And I had to watch others do it, and finally one of those others put the fillet knife in my hand and said, "Now it's your turn, give it a shot." So you know, it's one of those kind of things that you will probably mess up the first couple of times you do it, but it is another way that you can sustain yourself, that you can provide food for your family. This is something that I'm going to do anyway, which is fish, and then it provides groceries that I don't have to go buy. I know, as I've said in some of my other videos, I know exactly where this came from. I know exactly what's been done to them and how they've been treated, and I don't have to worry about chemicals. I don't have to worry about pollution from the ocean, or you know, all these other things that you hear with seafood and things like that. I don't have to worry about that because I know where they came from. And on the stewardship side of it, as I told you in the other fishing video, if you in lakes and ponds and things like that, if you do not take some of those fish out of there, the health of the entire pond is going to suffer. They will keep reproducing and put more and more in that pond until the point that it can't sustain itself. Fish will not, they'll slow down in their growth. And I have seen times where lakes and ponds like that, you'll have a fish kill simply because you know, when the oxygen levels drop in them and there's too many in there, something's got to give, and that's going to be your fish population. So we did a good thing for the lake. We did a good thing being together, and we did a good thing by putting some food in the freezer. So it's just another way that here at Butler Farms, not everything that we do grows out of the ground. Sometimes we have to leave here and go find other ways to provide food and provide sustenance for our family, and that's okay. That's what we have to do. And you know, whether you hunt it, whether you fish for it, whether you raise it yourself, guys, I'm just going to encourage you to take care of them and treat them with the respect that that they deserve, and use every part of it that you can, because they were put here by our Creator, and we need to take care of them and use them responsibly. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I've got to go get on the tractor and try to get this garden broke again. We got some rain coming in first of the week, so I really need to get it the garden broke one more time, and then let the rain hit it, and hopefully by next weekend or the week following, I'll be able to get some plants in the ground, because that'll be the week of the 15th, and looking forward to it. And I've got some seedlings that's got to go. They are outgrowing their cups, and they've outgrown their grow lights, so they've got to get in the ground somewhere. So I'm going to leave it with you guys. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate it. If you would like and subscribe and share, please tell others about this channel and what we do here, and check out those other channels I mentioned in my videos, and give them the support that they need as we continue to try to bring content to you. And until next time, this is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.